She thought losing her mother was the worst pain she would ever feel. But happiness vanished. Her father is no longer the man she knew.
My name is May. After my mother died, my father was never the same again. The man who once laughed with us in the evenings, the man who worked hard every day to provide for our family, slowly became a shadow of himself. At first he was only quiet, but soon he stopped going to work. Days turned into weeks, and the little money we had slowly disappeared. Then the drinking started. Every day, every night. The smell of alcohol filled our small house. Sometimes he would sit in silence, staring into the darkness, as if he were searching for my mother in the shadows. Other times, he shouted. And when he looked at me, his eyes carried anger and pain. One day he said something that stayed with me forever. He blamed me. He said if I had not asked my mother to go walking with me that evening, she would still be alive. I was only a child, but from that day, the home that once protected me began to feel like a place I no longer belonged. My grandfather tried to help us. He came often, speaking gently to my father, begging him to stop drinking. But my father would not listen. Soon things became worse. There was no money left. I had to stop going to school. The books I once carried proudly were left behind, and the dreams I once had slowly began to fade. He started borrowing, harassed him.
I don't have it yet.
Then one day, a rich
Lies.
woman from the nearby town began visiting my father. She always arrived in beautiful clothes and shining shoes. Not long after, my father left with her, and he never came back. From that day on, it was just me and my grandfather. Life became difficult. Some days we begged for food. My grandfather always tried to comfort me. He told me that storms never last forever. One evening, after a long day of searching for scraps, I sat beside him like we always did. I showed him something I had found, a small silver locket. He held it quietly in his hands and studied it for a long time. Then he looked at me and smiled in a way I did not
Keep this
understand.
safe for me.
He closed my hand around it
I will.
and said softly, "Keep this safe, May. Very safe." I wanted to ask him why, but he only told me it was getting late. That night, he went to sleep, and the next morning, my grandfather did not wake up. Just like that, I was alone again. After we buried him, the village slowly returned to its normal life, but mine felt like it had stopped. That evening, I walked alone along the quiet path near the fields where my mother and I used to walk. The wind moved gently through the tall grass, and for the first time, the silence felt heavier than ever. I reached into my pocket and took out the locket my grandfather told me to protect. I held it up to look at it in the fading light, and that was when something strange happened. A thin ray of light touched the locket, and suddenly it began to glow. Not brightly, but just enough to shine softly in my hands. I stared at it, confused. Then the light shifted, almost as if it were pointing somewhere in the distance, somewhere deep beyond the fields. My heart began to beat faster. I didn't know why, but something inside me whispered that this was not just a locket, and that the path it was pointing to was not just a road. It was the beginning of something much bigger than I could ever imagine. So I took a step forward, not knowing where it would lead me, but somehow feeling that my story had only begun. But before I could follow where it was leading, I returned home. And there he was, my father, well-dressed, richer than I had ever seen him. He stood in front of our small house and told me to leave, that he was going to tear it down and build something bigger there. He didn't care where I would go. So I picked up the little that was left of my life, stepped out of the house, and this time I did not look back. I will follow wherever the light of the locket leads me, for I know that my destiny awaits beyond its glow.